That shit is wild.
Shit around.
Nah, I'm gonna tell you some wild shit. Like, all right, so I always have interesting conversations with. It's this older dude. We don't work at the same place, but it's in the same building. So every time I go out on break, he's usually outside. So I'll be talking to him and shit. Now I found out that he's a Trump supporter, so fuck him. But we have interesting conversations sometimes. Conversation we had a day or so ago was very interesting because we was talking about time. And he says,
I don't got any of it left.
I'm running low. I'm old.
Yeah, he old as fuck. Yeah, he probably like, you got a whole lot more of it than I do. I was like, not as much as you think, motherfucker. But no,
He's gonna run out.
You know what I'm saying? Shit. But nah, he was talking about months and weeks and that. I was like, hey man, let me ask you a question, dog. I said, what is a week exactly? He said 7 days. I said, but who decided that a week was 7 days? He was like, well, I don't know. And I was like, exactly. So it turned into a thing. So then the question that I asked him was, at the end of all of this, the question that I have for you is, and I'm gonna ask y'all because I love to ask y'all these kind of questions because y'all always give me interesting answers. I was like, does time actually exist objectively? Not subjectively, but objectively. Does time really exist, or have we fucking tricked ourselves? Like, or allowed ourselves to be tricked, I should say.
I don't think it exists. I don't think there is a physical way to justify time.
So,
okay.
Like, obviously, passing of time is a relative thing. So your question being subjective versus objective makes it a little difficult. You can look at the objective side and be like, look, the hair on my balls is turning gray. Like, that's very, like, you can't fight that.
Yeah, it's pretty objective. It wasn't like that 6 months ago.
But from the subjective standpoint, the human brain wasn't set up to understand shit. So it makes, like, we put ourselves in a box every day. Are we going east or west? What the fuck does that mean? Are we going forward or backward? What does that mean? And then you bring in time. So in order to be able to understand it, there's a lot of play that you got to put into that in order to say, okay, this is what it is. Now, what I was saying, like, P, you might know this, when they made the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs.
Okay, misnomer, but go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead and explain it to him, because I think that's going to lead into where I know where your brain is going to go, because you and I have had this conversation many, many times. But I think that'll be a good lead to where you're going to take it. But that's where I would go, is that people are stupid, and we have to put ourselves into a box in order to not feel stupid. And then I'll kick it over to P so that he can mop it up.
So which part do you want me to address? Do you want me to do a Kessel Run, or do you want me to just...
the Kessel Run, and then that'll, like I said, that'll lead you right into your shit.
All right. So
why is that a stupid statement?
It is a stupid statement because parsecs is distance, right? And he was able to do it in a shorter distance, which it was a pre-planned route. You only have so much space to do what you do. And he was able to beat that by going really close to pretty much a black hole and jumping the route. So he was able to shorten the route. Not time. It has nothing to do with time. He didn't do it faster. He just jumped the route and was able to shorten the route by jumping it. So I'm starting to sound like Neil deGrasse Tyson, but time. Okay, so that's the thing. I do believe time exists for our limited brain. So this is where I kind of agree with you, Monster, in the fact that we're stupid, right? We can't understand things from one moment to the next, and we need to kind of get an perspective, right? So last week versus this week, right? We add days. We put things together because things change from morning to night, right? So we have to find a way to measure it. So we call it time, right? But in that, there's certain patterns, and we recognize patterns. And so those patterns, if I know from one season to the next season to the next season, certain things happen, okay, great. That's time, right? But the whole thing with 7 days, whether we should have 31 days versus 30 days versus 28 days with leap years and all that craziness, right? That's all arbitrary, right? That's just a sense of control for the society.
I call it Tyrone Bigum's theory. Proceed.
Right, but I think there are natural cycles that we actually don't pay attention to, and it screws us up. So, like the real time versus man's time, I think there's two separate things, and I think that we should like maybe do a thing on figure out what actual like nature's time actually is versus what man's time is and where that started, because we screw up for everything we try to put our and modify. You know what I mean? Like men, just that's where we're stupid. We modify stuff and we.
So if you look at how quickly a tree grows, if you look at how quickly a body decays, all of these things are based on nature's time, not ours.
Facts.
So the limited usage that we've tapped in to use the brain has to act linear. So we've programmed ourselves to be linear thinkers, and we still do it, and we actively do it. Kids have imagination. Kids care very little about time, but then we tell them, sit here, read this, shut up, and stop creating. Just labor. So we rob it from ourselves every day. And we have attempted to move past nature for generations at this point. And now we're starting to get into humanity's end, but so I'll just leave it at that. But we do it to ourselves.
Yeah,
all the time.
So the construct of time, though, for me, is kind of interesting when you say we do it to ourselves, right? I think in some kind of arrogant way, we think we can master time. So that's why we come up with all these little schedules and different ways to Asana and all these other different things. No, shout out to Asana, I use it. But we have all these things to try to manipulate time. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if we just stopped. Like the pandemic was one of those things where I was waiting for people to kind of stop, and people did. When they stopped, they realized I'm not utilizing my time well. Right? People wanted to stay home and be with their families, and they actually wanted to like bake bread. Because I have the time, So I don't know, man. Like you kind of need the construct now, but I think, like Monster's saying, the nature's time is really the thing that we kind of should be looking at.
It's funny you say that because it actually ties into something we're gonna be talking about later. It actually ties into the title of this episode. Speaking of the pandemic, that's what brought as soon as you said that, it kind of brought my whole point into focus for me. During the pandemic, there was two different people. There were two different kinds of, and I'm going to take this back to. Y'all know I'm an MC. I'm going to take this back to hip hop just for a second. During the pandemic, there were two different types of artists. There was the artists who wouldn't do anything because I can't do shows and I can't do this and I can't do that, and so they allowed whatever momentum they had at the time to try to carry them through the pandemic. Maybe a little freestyle here and there, but nothing substantial. Then on the other hand, you have the artists who recognize that, hey, wait a minute, with all of these things shut down, that increased the amount of time that I could dedicate to doing this thing that I say I want to do. And I can utilize this opportunity to take advantage of all these other people who have more time now. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people's concept of time is tied to what they're doing. You go to your job and you work for 8 hours. So whether or not you have a firm understanding in your mind prior to you having a job of what 8 hours is, you go to work, you take an hour lunch, then you work more. Okay, this time that I work deducted from the time that I was at lunch is 8 hours. I get it now. That's my association to 8 hours. Now, So the whole theory of time, like time gets thrown into a whole fucking tailspin only because of people's association with what they're doing. And motherfuckers associating the ability to do that thing with time. So like, boom, that artist that say I ain't gonna do nothing because I can't do shows, but you can still do shit. Matter of fact, me and Monster and DJ DJ Dangerous recorded like 2 joints, 2 full-length shows during the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? Not to mention the freestyle cipher that we did with Season and Terry.
Season we did like 5 or 6 of them.
Yeah.
So the way you bring it up, it offers a pretty good thought process to why some artists like frustrate the shit out of me, because the artist is supposed to be the creative, right? But there were so many artists that were just so uncreative. Because if you look at the general thought process, time is money, right? It's a currency. During the pandemic, people had all the time in the world. And if you look at it as money, that means that they have time to spend. Hence the term, I spend my time. So with that, okay, now you can start to capitalize on that. So not doing shows, if you can't do a show, throw on your own show like we did. It didn't say that you couldn't go out the house in your backyard or shit. Do it right there in your fucking living room.
Yeah, that part.
Yeah, people
you can start creating and dropping it, because with more time, they have to spend it somewhere. They'll spend it listening to your album that you're putting out. So yeah, it was the lack of currency recognition that some artists just couldn't get creative enough to capitalize on.
Yeah, I feel that.
You know, what also brings the fact that time is not the same for everybody, right? How you perceive time is not the same. And so like where that one artist, the artist you're talking about that said, oh, the pandemic's on, I got more time to dedicate. They recognize the currency they have in their time wallet. They realize, they figured out how they want to spend it, right? Which is to work on something. But like you said, they tapped into the fact that other people have time, right? So they recognize that other people have time, and I can tap into that by giving them the album for them to listen to through that whole time period. But you know what's kind of crazy? And I don't know if you want to like bring up this one now, but the time there was a little debate, because you know me and science and all that good stuff or whatever, about time and how we perceive time if you're standing in a relatively the same place. It's a paradox. But I think we have a clip on it. If you want to bring it up, we can kind of go over.
Absolutely. Keep the science. Oh, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Andromeda paradox is the fact that if you and I are looking at Andromeda, the galaxy, are 2.5 million light years away. What happens is, suppose you're sitting in your chair and I'm running by, and at the second I run by you, we both look up at Andromeda. Because I'm moving and you're stationary, we're going to see events that are days apart, even though we're in the same location looking at the same time.
How can that be?
Relativity. And you think that the
Don't just
light
say relativity and keep talking.
In this scenario, how far away from me are you when you're running by?
You're in the same place.
We're in the same place, essentially. Here's what you would think. You would think the light is arriving right now. We should all be receiving this light, but that's not how it works. Motion changes the perception of time. So how do you define what now is?
Even though you're in the same place.
Even though you're in the same place, yeah.
While we're sitting here, I'm here, you're running by,
Yeah.
we look up at Andromeda at the same time,
Yep.
and we're
From the
seeing
same
something
location.
from the same location,
Yep.
essentially. We're seeing things days apart.
Days apart.
And
yeah.
that leads to the idea of what is now, and your now and my now are two different
There's no
nows.
now. There is no now.
No,
Now
there is.
Sorry, there is no now. You're muted.
It doesn't say you're muted, but we can't hear you.
I know why. I know exactly why. Yeah.
Oh, fair
That's a
enough.
good reason for that. Yeah.
There you go.
And it wasn't even because I muted myself. It was that I involuntarily did so. When I reached to turn the video on, my elbow hit the fucking button. I thought I was tripping. But anyway, man, salute to them. Salute to time. Salute to Stone Age.
He said salute to time.
Yeah, salute to Stone Age. Yeah, salute to Stone Age, man. Father of the bride.
You know this motherfucker hitting that Stone Age. He saluted time.
Yeah, salute the time, man. You know what? I'm telling my mama, man. Shit. Let's get to work, man.
I'm flying in every vibe.
time right now.
You know what I mean? None whatsoever. It's all good. Yo, hey, you know what though? I don't even be tripping off a long intro because sometimes the conversation at the very beginning, because like I love it the best sometimes when I just hit record while we already talking and y'all don't know we recording. That should be fine. But that should be fine. But yo, y'all know what time it is, man. Y'all locked in with the Elicit, man. The network putting in the best work, and of course, we are the flagship show, Pantha Politix Network. I am Seven Da Pantha, aka the Carolina Hurricane, ridiculous slang, aka your baby mama's favorite rapper, aka Pot Strickland, if you getting the point. And of course, you already know I brought the band with me. You know what I'm saying? No Diddy. Of course, we got Mojo Barnes. Mr. High knows himself in the building. What's good, Mo?
What's up? How you doing?
I got all that. He's just like, yeah, all right, dog.
Yeah. Hello. No, man. I mean, if that's I'm just chilling.
No doubt. I can think
just a chill guy.
How was your weekend, man? What you smoking on? How was your weekend and what you smoking on?
So, my weekend was cool. I did some shopping for my daughter for her birthday. Got to do some shopping for my girl as well for her birthday. So it was nice to be able to do that. Yeah. That's how I spent my time, and I felt like I got every second's worth.
Salute your time, bro.
Salute the time.
Oh,
this motherfucker hit it hard too.
Yeah, he got me good. Yeah, no doubt, right on time. That was a fucking lulu. I can dig it, man. I can dig it. But that's always dope.
Yeah, man. I'm still smoking on the Durban Poison. This shit's crazy. I'm trying to like maintain the fattest like parts of the nug that I got. These like really fat pieces. I'm not trying to break these down for nothing.
Not trying to break them down for nothing. So what you gonna do? You just gonna take the cigar and just put the whole thing in there, roll that shit?
No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna take
just wrap a big ass paper around it,
a PVC pipe, and a torch.
Okay.
And just do a steamroller situation.
We on some real pioneer shit right
The Liberty Bong.
The Liberty Bong.
You let me know when you get out of the hospital.
Like that shit.
I got
Smoke
you. Don't
that
worry.
Shit. Hey. Monster, listen, my brother, how you living, man?
See, that's how I know that Mojo is a creative. This motherfucker will make a car bomb if it means that he can get high with it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Just need some comment.
My weekend was bullshit.
Oh no.
They made a motherfucker named Leo Pope. Leo ain't no Pope name.
Nah.
That's the Pope name they gave him?
He's like
that's the Pope name they gave him. It's like
younger.
Leo the 14th or something. You ain't even creative. You're the 14th motherfucker.
He's the only monster of Elicit, motherfuckers.
His real name's like Gary or some bullshit. Some white dude from Chicago.
You're making me waste my smoke, man. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yo, that's crazy.
Chicago.
You know
anybody ever watched The Bear?
South Side. He used to make beats with Kanye in the bedroom.
Bitch ass.
Oh,
Pope.
wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Whoa.
Wait a minute. Yeah, thank you. All right, my bad.
So yeah, just know the campaign ain't over because ain't no apocalypse gonna be coming from no bitch ass Pope named Leo. So he ain't even gonna be in the books.
Jerry's kids. That's no apocalypse.
That's no apocalypse.
That's no apocalypse.
Make a mockery of my end of days.
Yeah.
How dare you?
In my own universe.
So yeah,
just send him an advanced copy of Book of the Monster Volume 1. And let him feel it. Pause. Yeah. Thank you. P7, my man. How was your weekend, brother?
It was good. It was good. Got out for my monthly cardio over at Selectro at Vermilion. Got to hang out with some friends and stuff like that I hadn't seen in a minute, so that's good. Just a nice little cruising weekend. It was just full. My brother-in-law came down from Oregon. Got to hang out with him for Mother's Day and all that. So it was good.
That's what's up.
Good time.
Oh man, I'm glad you said that. Yo, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Everybody. You know what I'm saying? Salute to y'all. I can't believe I ain't start with that, but yeah, salute to y'all. Most definitely.
How could you?
I mean, it's Wednesday now.
Yeah, true indeed. True indeed. Happy
How's your
belated
shit?
as fuck Mother's Day to y'all. Shit, man. Shit was cool. You know what I'm saying? I actually got some writing done. Got some huh?
Yep.
Nah,
It
y'all
was
got
out of approval.
oh, that's what's up. Now I got some writing done, and I got an opportunity to kind of fine tune some ideas I've been working on. So like it was dope. And then on top of that, like Mojo kind of inspired me when he came back with the news, with some of the news he came back with recently, and I was like, all right, I gotta go ahead and lock this shit in. So yeah, I've been pushing, man. It's just I just been locked in, man, trying to get it right. Cause I already know, bro, like we was just talking about time. Like I and realistically speaking, just being, it's got nothing to do with my age. It's just a reality of life. I look around and I'm like, yo, I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be here, for real. Like this shit could go in the blink of an eye. And I know for a fact that it's some shit I need to say before I get the fuck out of here. It's things about me nobody know that I want to share with the world, or ideas that I have I want to share with the world. You know what I'm saying? That I want to leave here, and I can't do it if I ain't here. So like, I feel the wall. I understand the concept of walls closing in. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't even understand that in prison as much as I understand it now. So yeah, it's been a lot of like kind of dialing in and trying to make sure that the art represents the artist properly. You know what I'm saying?
Nice. Good shit.
I ain't mean to get on. So say some more about that jail shit. Like, damn, I just said all that other shit. And you
inspire the people.
Yeah, man. Walls closing in. I like that.
Oh, man.
That's what I've been feeling now. You know, we got a lot on our plate, and there's a lot to do. And I like the fact that you said that. You know, I like the fact that you had that sense of urgency.
Oh yeah,
because we all kind of need that right now.
So fuck y'all and your cages.
Yeah,
that part. Speaking of that art and the artist, I'll be performing at Northwest Folk Life, and you know I had a chamber gang with me, so come fuck with us, man. May the 25th. May the 25th. Just be there, yo. 25th, yeah, May the 25th.
It's 25th.
Pull up, man. 206, 253, wherever you from, man. Just come fuck with us. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna make it do what it do. We're gonna make it do what it does.
Impromptu. You know what's crazy?
What's that?
They're making a new area code
for Washington.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Say what?
They run out of 206 phone numbers.
Just for Seattle?
578 or 537 or something, like 536.
I didn't get that far. I was just like, you know, my brain exploded when I was like, oh, you can do that? You can run out of phone numbers? So I didn't get to see the new area code.
There's too many people.
564. 564, which will be implemented starting June 10th of this year. So like, yeah, that's wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I've been here long enough to see them have to add a new area code. Ta-da!
That's crazy. Right? That is crazy. Wow. I feel like I was a part of something.
How much is growing. You know?
This is crazy, man.
Yeah.
I still can't believe
they took the Berlin Wall down.
Crazy.
Some of these motherfuckers need to leave.
Nah, you know what?
True.
I'm getting ready to shake shit up just a little bit, but you know what else is crazy? I'm getting ready to shake shit up just a little bit. Tory Lanez got stabbed in prison.
A gang of times.
Yeah.
14 times.
Yeah.
He got stabbed
14 times.
Like that. That shit is crazy. Yo, I was like, okay, like I ain't bugging off the fact that he got hit up, but like you know what I'm saying? I get it, it's prison. Like shit happened. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody really gotta, but the nigga that did it already doing life.
Right. So
like that's the crazy part about it. He already doing life. So I'm thinking to myself, if you know you ain't no killer, you know you ain't no G like that, you got caught up in some bullshit. And there's some other elements of that case that's come out recently that's crazy too. But I want to get some more. I want that story to be a little more solid before I talk about it. So I guess the thing for me is if you know you ain't that dude, like maybe the guy that's doing life or already taking the motherfucker to the upper room, you probably shouldn't be fucking with that person. Maybe just let him do it up, like let him mind his business and do his thing. Like,
okay, now,
you know what I'm saying?
I mean,
like,
we all know if my man's doing life, he's probably getting paid to do the little stabby, you know what I'm saying? So why do they want Tory to go bye-bye?
That's a good question. That's a good.
Because he ain't gangster. And like you said, some stuff has come out, and we're gonna wait till that gets more solid. But I feel like we're gonna revisit this, like, because 14 times they were trying to really finish a man. That's a long time. Like,
ain't he Canadian?
Finish a man.
Yeah.
So,
he's Canadian, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's just that tradition.
Yeah. You think Trump got him hit? No, just
yeah. They was just like,
Oh yeah.
Was he at one of them parties? Because you know, my man Trump was at one of them parties.
We know how to get.
He's been at a couple of them.
Yeah, I was about to say, you think he was at one? Tory Lanez went to jail. He was like,
oh yeah,
he saw something
Trump
in my
kicks
ass.
it there with them.
Yeah.
What?
I need you to get him, but I want you to get him 14 times because that's how many times he saw it in my ass. That's how many times.
Yeah.
One for every time. Yo, make the laugh both his fucking lungs, man. Like, he's cool though.
Hope Leo was standing right next to him.
What?
Not Leo. Oh, shit. That's crazy. Oh shit!
Don't fact check or nothing. Just go with it. That's what Diddy said.
Just have to
what's wrong with it?
That's what Diddy said too. He was like, "It's baby oil. Don't fact check it. Just go with it."
Yeah. Son's name, the poker pause is
the poker.
The poker. Oh shit!
He doesn't even laugh at like he laughs like.
That's how this whole thing started too.
The poker. Oh, that is.
Hey Tory, I find that to be
feel me?
Hilarious. You got a funny name. You got a funny laugh. Don't talk about my laugh. 14 to Stabbers.
Ta-da!
Made my point 14 times.
They don't magic trick.
We'll have an argument.
Now look at you. Ain't so funny now, is it?
Sing about that.
What's his condition right now? Is he survived all that, right?
He's pissed.
Yeah, he good money. They say he
yeah,
they say he's talking and he's doing good. Yeah, he good.
He's talking.
That's
He can stab in his mouth. I mean,
whoa. Well, now his lungs had collapsed and shit, so they you know saying he back on the mend. Yeah, so he good. Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
But I mean, you know, yeah, I mean, that's. Yo, don't get me started, son. I don't even know.
I was trying to think, what's a good alternative to stab? First word that came into my mind was penetrate. Let me take that back to the drawing board.
Yeah, try again. I don't like
insert.
Nah, man, it ain't getting no better right now. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
Enter. To enter. Entered him 14 times. No. It's not working.
Shank, you can't.
Shank,
you can't miss.
Shanked him 14.
I'm gonna tell you one thing I'm mad about. This
really
shit, I can't even enjoy Into the Dragon no more.
Damn.
Because every time I be like, pause. Like that's so wild.
I mean, that's what I told her before.
Pierce.
What?
Puncture.
Hey, man.
It wasn't called Enter the Dragon.
That's what I told her. I said I'm going to enter the dragon. What?
You know what? I'm staying. I'm not fucking. No. No. I'm not fucking with y'all. No.
Penetrate the dragon.
Oh, Mojo. Oh shit. I'm gonna fucking die over here.
Lance is a word.
You know what's crazy? I know I already said that, but Lance. The wild shit is I remember when I was in high school, right? When I graduated high school, in my brain, I would tell you how wild. I feel like I had CTE early or some shit. I was like, man, the year 2000, it's gonna be like da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? But I'm thinking not only with my creative brain, but also like my rapper brain and like all of the different. It's just clashing together and giving me this wild vision of what the year 2000 is supposed to look like. You know what I'm saying? Me not realizing like that ain't really that long from now. So like that shit gonna happen like this. You know what I'm saying? But I've always been fascinated with like futuristic shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he wasn't trying to do nothing but clap Judy Jetson's cheeks. Like,
I mean, you know,
she was wrong.
I mean,
Space girls. You know what I'm saying? That's what we looking for.
Hey man, I was a horny young dude. Sue me, whatever. Oh shit.
I used to try to clap Rosie.
Oh no. Oh no.
Hell yeah.
That's what you don't like black beautiful black women.
I'm racist as fuck.
Titanium thick, baby.
I know. I'm gonna slap one of them babies.
You different.
Right. You hear that hum?
Son. You don't even know. And she got the built-in vacuum. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
The frequencies drive me crazy.
Hey man. So, ladies and gentlemen, salute to Pretty King's Clothing. Echo Limit.
The WD-40.
Oh. Don't get me started.
Yo, already started.
Knock that rust off there, Rosie. I'll knock that rust off you. I got you.
Hey man, come on, man.
Keep the apron on.
This motherfucker been trying to introduce the topic for mad long.
Yeah, I've been waiting.
Oh god. I'm too busy fucking laughing and doing shit. God damn. I was on the fucking roll. I wasn't gonna stop you. I was on fucking. Hey, that shit was hilarious, dog. I'm just saying. You know what? I'm just gonna play this shit. Fuck it. I don't. You know what? Fuck it. I'm done. Fuck it.
Lightweight carbon fiber, and the entire frame is 3D printed. The Volanaut airbike is engineered to be 7 times lighter than a typical motorbike. With its extremely compact size and no spinning propellers, it can travel through most confined areas with ease and has a top speed of 200 kilometers per hour. The project has just come out of stealth mode development by Polish inventor Tomasz Patan.
I don't like that extra spread that you got to do to get on.
Yeah, that straddle's crazy.
Yeah.
I think they got a weight limit for you though, bro. I don't think you're not.
I'm cool with that. Like, I don't need to write that shit.
I'm a little disappointed. I wanted to traverse onto one of those things.
No, I can make it more.
Yeah.
Why did this use though? I think they actually have like 259 pounds or something like that, or whatever is the limit.
Yeah.
So I've seen the thing before, right? And I thought it was a joke, but the one they had a stormtrooper on there, had from Star Wars, had like, you know, the whole speeder bike setup. And I was like, what? Is this a joke? And I thought it was a new movie, and then it was for this. So I'm glad you saw one with an actual real person on it, because I thought I didn't know if that thing is real or not. So
He looked like he fell out of a John Wick movie, but it looked fun.
Yeah, hell yeah. It looked like it was a fucking blast. I was like, yo, I'd love to do this.
I wonder what the top speed is.
Is that 100?
It's 124 miles per hour. Yeah.
Oh hell yeah, we chasing
bro.
All the Wookiees in that bitch.
Ford is 66 about to go down.
Okay, so did anybody check like for like how high he was, or you know what I mean? Off the ground,
low.
It was
On some of
low.
the shots he was a little low, but there was that one clip where he was a little up there. When he was over the water,
like when he was hovering,
a good like 30, 40 feet up.
You gotta bring your own parachute. Is that too low to deploy a parachute? Because if you fall off that beam.
Oh yeah. No, you breaking some shit.
You catch a seagull in the face or something. Once you're going 125 miles an hour.
That's why that motherfucker was over some water.
Yeah, I know.
So the interest factor just went like, yeah, I want one of them. Wait, what? No parachutes, no nothing.
Take it slow, guys. Take it slow.
Oh shit!
I don't know.
Oh man,
safety precautions on that.
You know what? You feel me? Hey, there's a such thing.
You're getting face fucked by a seagull while you're trying to get to work. That's a problem.
You know what? I deliver for Amazon if I got one of those.
Oh hell yeah!
How many packages can you carry on that though? There's got to be like a.
No, I mean, with there being the weight limit, it's probably phone cases, jewelry, compact.
They did test those.
Trying to avoid a way to say small packages.
Yeah, like they did the drone deliveries. You could always
still got to stem it.
Just hang over the motherfucker and just drop that shit.
Exactly.
It's not like they're careful.
Well, okay. Did y'all see Star Trek, the newest one with the J.J. Abrams one?
I don't know.
No. There was a scene in the very beginning with a child Kirk, right? A young Kirk. He stole some car or whatever, and he went driving off. And they had a dude on a flying bike that was similar to that was the cop that was tracking him down to stop him from doing whatever. I don't know. If y'all at home have seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. But I think that's the same bike. I think that's the same concept bike or whatever they were using.
Because, the prototype, they put it in the movie.
Yeah. Shocking in the movie.
That makes sense.
So I wasn't a big fan of Star Trek. I like Star Wars better.
Of course, the fucking pigs are gonna have it first, though.
Exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
Makes sense, though.
That's how they test everything out, though. It starts
and the one we get.
Wait, are you saying that pigs can fly?
Oh no!
It's truly the end. It's truly the end. Pigs are flying.
You gotta get Leo out of there. The time's coming.
What is really going on? Oh shit! Yo, that's wild.
You see a cop on that pigs are flying.
Yeah.
Flying bacon.
No, it's not.
Pigs are flying. Yeah, I can totally see this.
Because I brought up Leo again, I'm gonna keep pushing it. I don't care.
Pope for president.
The popes are still fucking up.
No.
I'm gonna keep bringing it up.
Yes.
Now, there was a pope that got put on trial after that motherfucker was dead. Yeah, pull up. I'm gonna tell you the story. So there was a time. Here, I got some shit. It was Formosus, and so this is like the 800s. But this is some bitch shit that Leo would do. So the thing about like this time frame, there in a 94-year span from 872 through 965, there were 24 popes. So 24 popes in 94 years. Now you might get 2 popes, maybe 3, in case one gets got. But there were 94 popes. And the reason why is because all those motherfuckers were ran by the mafias.
What?
So
these mafia popes?
Yep. 94 popes within this time frame were basically just ran by the mafias and just put into place to tell people what to do. Now, I ain't got nothing bad to say about the mafia. If you can get 94 popes into the chair, like, you that shit. Now,
consistent.
The reason that he was put on trial because he was one of those motherfuckers. But he was already dead. And not only did they unbury him to put him on trial, afterwards they cut off his fingers and threw it in the river. You remember the exploding pope?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You remember what happened to him after his chest blew out?
Oh.
Yeah, they left him there.
They left him there for 4 days, and in that time frame, his fingers fell off.
Oh.
So this motherfucker, they unbury, put on trial, and then cut off his fingers. So don't get me wrong. I've always run under the impression that the Catholics use their fingers for a lot of things. Yeah. You can pause that like a motherfucker, and that's what they were all trying to do too. Yo, just stop. But what is it
the pause
about the popes losing their fingers after they're already dead? And what kind of bitch ass motherfucker unburies somebody to put them on trial? Now that's some shit that Leo would do.
I don't know. I find it interesting though that popes consistently have some exciting new thing going on. Like after you die or after you're not the pope anymore, you get some really like crazy dramatic ending. The pope has passed away. Now we have to exhume him for this illustrious trial and remove his fingers. Old pope back in the day, his chest bursts open.
So if y'all want to talk about crazy, there's some crazy shit going on with the popes. And for some reason, they be losing their fingers like a motherfucker.
Wow.
You still muted up, Seth.
Do other popes have their fingers
I was
removed?
reading something, my bad.
Not all, no. They preserve the bodies. But the question is, like, do popes have their fingers removed? And why? Like, the body's only viewed for 4 days.
4 days.
After that, who knows what happened?
Salute the time, yo.
Okay.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
4 fucking days.
Why is it that every pope that has had some shit happen, like all of a sudden the fingers disappear?
That's fucking disgusting.
Do they believe they cut the fingers off? They don't have fingers in the afterlife or something?
Well, but that's the thing. Like in the exploding pope, they said that his fingers just fell off.
I mean, fingers are kind of dainty, I guess.
Dainty.
So they say.
Man.
New conspiracy
alert. So I'm gonna be investigating pope fingers. If any of y'all want to help, it's gonna fuck up my algorithm.
So said,
show me the pope fingers.
Pope. God.
Yeah. So do me a favor. Next time you see a video of the wannabe Pope Leo, look at his fingers.
I'm about to
see what happens.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Hell yeah. See, now you got my brain fucked up, and I'm gonna be for real doing that shit and be like, see, look at this bullshit. Why am I doing this?
Notice that?
It's like some Yakuza, like Catholic Yakuza shit where they be taking fingers. I don't understand what's going on. Shout out to the Yakuza. I got no problems with y'all. I love y'all. I love the Yakuza.
It's like the only way you can get like jumped out of the whole syndication of being the Pope. You got to lose your fingers.
You know what I mean?
You know what?
I'm not
Catholic. Interesting thing. You know, it's an interesting thing that I just thought about from what all of that was. What you just said. Motherfuckers would be like, I ain't got no smoke with the mob. I don't got no smoke with the Yakuza. Man, fuck the police. In the scheme of what's supposed to be right and wrong, think about how crazy that is. But I'm just saying.
Hey, I've been to jail and I've been to Catholic school. Both of those things. My knuckles and my back. I'm good. On both of them.
My bad.
Let that drip through, man.
Yo, that's crazy, yo.
Yeah. So yeah, Pope fingers are a thing. I'm gonna find out.
Yo, that's crazy. Yo, I dig, and the wild shit is I ain't got my glasses on, and I'm high as a motherfucker. And I just happened to notice while he was talking with monsters. Leo ain't a Pope name. I love it. I fucking love it. Hell yeah, that shit is wild.
I found the name Damien to be kind of odd, but you know, he was the Antichrist. I think Leo definitely is it's like a very fluttery kind of name.
Fluttery,
but
he can't be Pope Gary.
I agree with you. I think Leo definitely is a whole lot better. Gary would be awesome. Gary, Pope Gary. That sounds like a nice, like the dude who lives down the street. He's cool. He gives you, sodas and stuff with your homies. Pope Gary. That would be a much nicer dude.
He would give you a soda, but it'd be like, "Hey kids, you want some soda pop?"
I mean, they all do that. That's what cooking is, right?
The soda, Gary.
Yeah. So,
I mean,
yeah, no, there is no way that Pope Gary hasn't been to a Diddy party.
That's how we got 50 face.
Ooh,
You know,
bro,
it's
that
secrets.
shit is wild.
The fact that he's American is like the biggest part about it.
Yeah.
That's why we know it's going down, because he's American. Like, that's not good. That's not good.
That's not good.
No, that's a bad sign.
That's a bad sign,
right.
son.
The new pope has been elected and he's American. Oh, that's not good.
Oh, they done fucked up the church's money. Oh man.
Anything we elect in this whole decade is just not gonna be good, dude. Like,
yo, I'm telling you, it's like it's an epidemic of poor decision making going on. Epidemic. It's happening in massive proportions. Oh, you know what? That sounds great. Oh my God, what did I do? I mean, if you'd kind of been paying attention, you saw this coming, right? But never mind. I'm not getting ready to do it. I'm not gonna do it. That's not why I'm here today. Not at all. Not at all. And I'm too high for that shit. So, with that said, oh, you know what? I just thought about something. I wonder if Homeboy seen High Notes.
oh,
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
he's not my friend.
Yeah. One of them talking to him, I just happened to come across his music and was like, "Hey, this will be good." You know, was still a thought of like, well, you know, this particular artist doesn't pass across my algorithm very often or my feed, so let me see what he's about, and you know, let's see what is hitting for, and it wasn't hitting very good. So
I'm really glad the weed was good. At least that's cool.
Balance. It's all about balance.
Yeah. Now you're talking my language.
Ta-da! Ta-da! You know what? I think it's only right, since we're talking about Leo and kicking his fucking back in right now. It's only right that we show people how this is supposed to go. There's a way that this is supposed to operate, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think y'all understand that. In order for you to be in a position like the popery.
flowers?
Oh shit! In order for you to be in a position like the popery, you gotta really be on your shit, especially if you're supposed to be the one bringing the apocalypse. So it's only right. You understand what I'm saying? See, I don't think they understand what's happening. I don't think they understand what.
Y'all want to hear how humanity's fucking it up today? So,
yeah,
tell us. We want to know.
It doesn't matter who you think your God is. Like, whatever God you have invested in, they haven't invested in you. But still, like, when you try to play God, that's when it starts to get dangerous. So there have been a lot of things that we've read over the years, cloning goats, growing body parts on, rats and pigs and shit. Now, there's another one that came up recently that was kind of along that lines. If you look at it the way it was, it's fairly meaningless. There was an experiment where they made a spider's webbing glow fluorescent red. And everybody was like, oh, that's cool. And then they said how they did it. And they were using the new CRISPR-Cas9 to rewrite the genome to include in their genes that they would have a red fluorescent hint to the webbing. Now that's crazy. Okay, it's not even injecting something, like they built it within their genes. So by itself, cool. If that's not wild enough, let's talk about CRISPR-Cas9 real quick. Seth, you want to throw that video on for me real quick?
Scientists have long imagined being able to make specific changes to the genetic code of a cell or organism. A revolutionary genome editing technology makes this possible using an RNA-guided protein called Cas9. Cas9 searches through the cell's vast genetic material until it finds a sequence of DNA that matches the sequence of its programmable guide RNA. The guide RNA enables Cas9 to open the DNA helix, then to position 2 molecular blades to cut each strand of the DNA double helix. Repair enzymes seal the gap in the broken DNA, sometimes by inserting new genetic information supplied by the cell or the experimenter. In this way, disease-causing mutations can be corrected by changing the underlying genetic code. Scientists are now using this Cas9 technology for research applications in human health, agriculture, and bioenergy.
How great it sounds. Sounds great, doesn't it? You can improve health. Every sci-fi film that you've ever watched that had super soldiers, that had the cure for age, the cure for disease, this is where it started. By being able to slice open genetic code and reprogram it to be whatever it wanted. Question is, who's holding the keys? Now, the guys that created CRISPR, they won a Nobel Prize because of all the great things that it can do. But since when does humanity ever use great things for great things? So we can talk about spiders with fluorescent red webbing. We can talk about trying to cure cancers. The cure for cancer has been out there, and it's been buried multiple times. We can talk about curing disease. We can talk about making people better. But we're not talking about evolution anymore. We're talking about forced change. And change has a stimuli. So figure out who's holding those keys and what that stimulus is, and then make the assessment for yourself. But a couple random people just deciding what a spider should be rather than what they evolved into leads to those same people deciding what humanity should be instead of what they evolved into.
Absolutely.
And that's why humanity has one short ass shelf life.
I don't get it. I mean, so like this go back to the whole imagination thing that we was talking about. Like I know that in your brain, like you wish that this thing could do that. We all feel like that. It's all like no matter how whatever we may have become as we've become older, there's still a part of you that is seeing things like, yeah, I wish that it could do that. That would be so dope. You know what I'm saying? But there's nothing in me that gives me the proclivity. I never have wanted to just be like, hey, let me come fuck around with your DNA and all this other bullshit so I can turn you into that. Never. Like it's just not something. There is absolutely positively an extreme danger in the whole God complex. There's an extreme danger in it, and whether it be playing around with DNA, doctors to a degree, a doctor dependent, and a big part of that in being a doctor is it's precisely how you look at what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, that shit is crazy. As soon as I seen that shit, I was like, but why would you do that? Like, I mean, I know it looks cool and shit, but like, why? Like, you don't know what you've done to the because at a point, those spiders still gonna be here and your ass gonna be gone. So, like, you have no idea what irreparable damage you've done to the future of that species because you wanted to toy around with shit to make something look cool. Bitch ass niggas.
So we talked about moving past nature's time. It's not just nature's time. People are trying to move past nature.
Thanks.
But the problem is they do these things. You fucking simpletons. You do this without fully understanding your combatant. People don't understand nature, and if they keep attacking it, nature will fight back. Good luck with the fight.
Right? It's oh my God. So the implications to this, you were talking about the stimulus. Okay, I'm more concerned about the politician, right? Like we've already had politicians state that certain populations are not useful. You know what I'm saying? So now if I could just snip and change that or just disregard, this is gonna like make I don't know. There's a movie that was out in the 90s called Gattaca. I don't know if you all saw that. Where everybody was genetically modified to be, perfect or whatever, and you couldn't have natural births anymore. Everybody had to go through genetic screenings before they could even, mate and have children. And if you were caught with a child that wasn't modified, the child was killed and the parents went to jail. This is the beginning of that, but it's one of those things where we've been trying to get here for a minute, and every sci-fi writer in the world has said this is not the direction you want to go. You don't want to mess with AI to the point where it takes over your world and Skynet. You don't want to genetically modify people to the point where they don't even recognize you as being human anymore. You're not a good human. You know what I mean? And the way we do caste systems and economic stratification, there's going to be a group of what do you call those? Morlocks. They're not going to be able to afford to sit there and get the modifications and shit. They're going to be living in the sewers, being normal humans. But they're going to be normal humans. But that's the thing. They just feel like you and I, right? But everybody else looking like Adonises and stuff. It's sign me up. I'm in.
Yeah, that shit is crazy, though. I don't get it. Mojo, you gonna go be a guinea pig for him and shit?
Yeah, I'm down. Because the thing is, with the conversation of balance, even though this is going to positively destroy some aspect of the way that we understand our lives, our ecosystems, our cultures, I think economics will be affected. But for every negative, there's a positive. And so what I think is going to happen is we'll have a moment where people will be using this for a means that makes sense and is good for us. So that way we have both. There has to be some sort of breaking of the rules for new ones to be in place for us to be able to understand how we can proceed with this in a safe manner. I just constantly think it's going to be pushed to a boundary where we won't be able to control it. And we get to that point where the shelf life expires. But I think we'll have moments where it'll be good for a moment. So
you're talking about the pendulum swing. So as it starts to emerge, everything is going to balance out for a minute. And then it's going to go to that extreme later.
Because I feel like
I start in the extreme. I worry about the extreme first.
Right. No, because that's the point is to avoid the bad. But you can't,
right?
Because there's always going to be somebody who's going to be like, why not? okay, sure, we got these sci-fi movies that are telling us not to do it. Somebody's like, I know what that looks like, but why not? What if we can tweak this to the point where it is good for us and do the...
Oh no! See, Skynet was like,
and do
get in the way of our plan to take over the world.
Oh damn, that's crazy. Yo, he's chilling too.
I understand what Mojo is saying. By bringing a even somewhat remote and like unsustainable balance to humanity, like, okay, sure, it could for a little while. But the problem is humanity is unbalanced to the rest of the world. So if you're putting a balance on one side of a drastically imbalanced scale, that's not real balance. So we might be able to find some good things for humanity, but the problem is humanity is already a problem. So at that point, are we just feeding the addiction?
I think we've been feeding the addiction for generations now.
Oh, absolutely.
Like you said, we've already lost. As soon as we started industrializing everything to the point of staying up late at night with lights and misconstruing when the days of the month are and that kind of stuff, I think we were already over the pale. But this is one of those things where we have the tendency to create a whole new humanity here, right? And like Mo was saying, or like Seb was saying, you don't even know what the repercussions of that would be. Like there was that cat in China a couple years back that was trying to make like babies AIDS free or whatever. It didn't work and all that. But imagine if that would have worked. How many people would have ran to try to get babies that had no diseases of any kind, right? So they can live longer. So that suddenly the population just skyrockets, right? Because now they're just disease free. But anybody who is disease or non-fixed or whatever, insurance rates are like crazy, right? You can't even get coverage and that kind of stuff 3 generations in because you're not fixed. I see that happening way faster than us doing good things with it because of just the nature of capitalism globally, just the nature of people not having humanity as the center point. You know what I mean? And caring for humanity.
As long as you got have and have not, it's gonna be problems. As long as that's the situation, it's gonna be problems. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like the reality in all of that is the balance that everybody's seeking to find could never be brought to fruition in that type of situation. As long as that's the scheme, you can forget balance because it's always going to be somebody that got it and saying ha ha, and somebody else saying laugh now. Cry later at a point. Like I don't know if y'all ever seen the Tupac interview where he was talking about, you know what I'm saying, at a point, like at first we outside the door and we looking inside the door and they got like we hungry and they got this big table full of food and they eating and they spilling shit everywhere, and at first it's like hey, we out here, we hungry, and after a couple of days it's turning to hey yo, we hungry. After a minute it's like boom boom boom, we hungry, you know what I'm saying? Then it's like, boom, yo, we hungry, we're about to get it done. And they say after a minute, it's yo, I'm picking the lock, going in the door. Like I'm like, yeah, at a point it come to that. Like, and that's why it's impossible to find the balance as long as you have people who exist inside that room. As long as there's people that exist inside that room and people that got to stay outside of it, never gonna happen.
There is no balance in abundance. So. No. And that's what humanity is about, abundance. So we can move on, but hey, people, your rot is showing.
Yeah, stop playing with yourself. Pause. Got to be more careful. I can't ever seem to keep myself. Yep. Yo, that's crazy. Oh, that's crazy as hell. Oh my goodness. Yo, that was wild. But that shit was real though. Oh man. Yo, that everything always take me back to that fucking show Zoo. If y'all never seen Zoo, go watch that shit. Find it, go watch that shit. Cause I'm telling you, I be thinking that shit. Cause I swear to you, one day they know me. Me and animals, like we cool as long as we existing in our own space and everything. Like, don't run up on me, dog. We all right. Like, just chill. Don't stay over there, and everything is fine. Certain animals, period. Not just dogs, animals, period. Once I get to know them, and we got a, you know what I'm saying. Then at that point, you know what I'm saying. If you come up, it's all good. Like I get it. I know now. You know who I am. I know we good. The other day, I'm walking down the street. I decided to walk to the store. I mean, yeah. Gotta call, but still, motherfuckers drive too much. That's part of the problem we was just talking about. So I'm walking to the store. I'm coming back from the store. I'm coming down the street, and there's a dog, a German Shepherd. Now, in my brain, immediately when I see German Shepherd, I think danger. Immediately. But my association with German Shepherd and danger is due to the police. So my automatic thought is danger. But I don't react to that feeling. Instead, I stay calm, just keep walking. The dog, I think he kind of sensed this, that I was like a little uneasy, and he was like, "Oh, well, like check it out. I'm gonna back up a little bit, and I'm gonna just sit down right here. Go ahead, man, you good." You know what I'm saying? And I'm walking, and then I heard something behind me, like behind me, and I seen him go, like, "Yo, I got your back. Just keep going." And I was like, yo, I felt, see what I'm saying? Like that's the harmony with yeah, man, that shit is wild to me, dog. So like, even with me being the person who don't have the best relationship with animals, I think it's wild the shit that people do to them. Like it's crazy, man. Like it's fucked up what we do to each other. So it's only, you know what I'm saying? Imagine what we do to other shit, and it's all in the name of trying to outdo. Let me tell you something. And I would say this only because somebody had the audacity to stand in my face and tell me, well, I don't know why you feel the way you feel about the moon landing. Like, didn't you see the footage? And I said, I looked at my supervisor. I'm at work. I looked at my supervisor. He knows me. I looked at him. I said, yo, Alex. He said, I don't know why they just said that. I don't know why this conversation is coming to the table right now. And I was like, I can make this real quick. I feel, the same way I feel about the moon landing, I feel about a whole lot of shit. But yeah, I told this motherfucker point blank period, yo, it doesn't matter how many times you tell me that you saw the footage. Do you know how many things I've seen? I've been in movies that I know aren't real. I've been in movies where things were happening that I know aren't real. I was pretending to be somebody else. What are you talking about right now? What are we talking about?
Unless you physically have gone to the moon yourself, you don't know.
$1 billion question, and I'm gonna ask it every single time. Why the fuck we ain't been back?
Katy Perry was.
I'm just, no, I mean, I ain't said that. I said that. It's all in the name of outdoing. So they made that whole shit up just to beat the Russians. Even though the Russians was busting their ass. So you mean to tell me you went from getting your ass whooped to having a motherfucker on? Get the fuck out of here, man. Come on, yo. I was born at night, but it wasn't last night, motherfucker. Get the fuck out of here. Shit.
You're gonna hire one of the number one directors in the world to come and help you out with your cameras, right? Okay, right.
They needed that good.
You know what I'm saying? They wanted the Zaza. They didn't want that Reggie. They didn't want that Reggie. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit.
You know why we haven't been back, Seth? You know why we haven't been back? It's because we ain't got that girl that knows how to grow stuff in cracks. She wasn't born yet, so now she's here. So we're gonna go back. That's why everybody's gearing to go back because she's here now.
Well, apparently that nigga from the video last week want to send her ass up there anyway. So,
he on the inside with Elon.
Go garden some shit.
that stuff,
man. I mean, the competition. You know what I'm saying? Like as an MC, I absolutely positively love to compete with motherfuckers. Like it's always competition. Like even if we fam, like if we on the same record, cool. We homies and we crew and all that. Fuck that though. And I hope you think the exact same fucking way. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way we're gonna make the record we need to make. Now I will say something that I did learn working with Eat Mad Assassin that has given me a somewhat different view on the whole competitive thing. He said, well, sometimes that thing that you want to do ain't what's necessary to make the record though. And I was like, He said, think about it. He said, you ever heard Nelly rap? I said, nah, not really. He said, but I heard he can rap, but he don't. Because the records that he making that's selling trillion, billions don't require that at all. They require, that's what it requires. So that's what he's doing. I was like, oh, well, I'm not going to do that. He was like, no, that's not what I'm saying. But, you know what I'm saying? If you collaborate with somebody, sometimes you got to do what it requires to make the record, though. And I was like, okay. So in my brain, though, still, we can do what it required to make the record dope, and I'm still trying to do it better than you. Sorry, that's just the way it is. So I get it. Competition is not a bad thing in hip hop. I mean, would y'all agree?
I mean,
yes.
I don't know. I'm kind of tossed about that because like competition for me doesn't really exist in hip hop, right? You know what I mean? Because when I make my films and stuff like that, I make my music videos. Some other dude's already made his. I can't go back and redo it. You know what I mean? While I'm in that zone making my thing, there's nobody else who exists in the world but me and my crew in the movie that I'm making. So like, there's no competition there. I'm competing with myself. And so if at the end of the day, if I don't feel like I won and beat myself the way that I need to pause. Then
Yeah,
if I
come on with
it.
Myself.
I'm just here to beat myself.
Right? If I haven't been that one though, then that's who I'm upset with. I'm not upset with somebody who comes out with another movie that might be better than what I did. I'm upset with it because it's better than me. But I can't go back and change that. I can't fight him on that. And the next movie that I get may not be in the same vein. I'm not going to keep doing the same movie over and over again just to try to beat somebody else. You know what I mean? So
I feel that. I think it's a little different with music, but somewhat similar. I still get it. Yeah, I get it. Absolutely.
I mean, for me, I guess it's more just like I'm here to tell a story, and if you're going to be a detriment to that story, that's when I'm not going to work with you.
Thanks.
So like I'm here to get the story out, and make people understand. And I mean, on the off chance that I can fuck your sister, dope. That's the competition.
Whoa,
I'm gonna fuck your sister. See, ain't nobody here got sisters, so y'all don't need to worry. But some of them
I have 4 sisters. I got 4 of them. Thank you.
Yeah, actually,
you ain't in hip hop.
What's up? Not hip hop. I'm not.
You ain't a rapper.
Because I don't rap.
Yeah,
just because I don't rap.
So
that's a whole other conversation.
But yeah, like
you don't rap, you're not hip hop.
I don't need to be.
Holy shit.
I'm sorry, I meant you not a rapper. That was my bad. I apologize. But no, I think that's where the real competition comes up. Is just like where does the story come up, and like yeah. So for me, it's just a matter of getting the narrative out there, and that's where I compete. Is just getting the right narrative out there.
I feel that. Okay. Mr. Barnes?
Oh no.
Oh no.
I just found out I have a sister.
Oh no.
Fucking A. and I rapping shit.
No, I think competition is good because it just kind of perpetuates the need, not the need, but the room for improvement mindset. I think that if we didn't have this competition, then there wouldn't be an opportunity to try to bring it to the next level or bring a different perspective. Like what can we bring together if we listen to this that we consider to be better?
True that. Hell yeah, I feel that absolutely, and I can honestly say that both of them. I like both of them. Everybody that's in our crew right now, presently, has made me rewrite a verse on a song. You know what I'm saying? Because it might not even have had nothing to do with the lyrics wasn't there. It's just the way they put it together was so crazy. I was like, I gotta rethink this because it ain't gonna make sense. You know what I'm saying? If I leave it this way. So I mean, yeah, I feel that. Okay.
So
wait. Is that competition then that made you rewrite the verse, or is that collaboration? Because it seemed like they wrote a verse that was good. They wrote a verse that was good. It didn't make sense what you had. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's kind of 50-50. I want the song to make sense, but also it's got to make sense. And I'm still trying to hit you with this taser, so it's cool. You know what I'm saying?
So the competition can be there, but I think the most important, like the more important step to it, I'm just speaking for me, is you know how they say never be the smartest man in the room. So like, I surround myself with dope rappers. And maybe that was by accident, but we've met a lot of dope rappers where I'm like, I don't need to be around you.
It's true that.
So just knowing that I'm going to be on a track with somebody that I can expect to bring heat, like that's going to give me the push to be better.
No doubt. Hey.
So yeah, I just make sure I'm not the best rapper in the room.
I was getting ready to say some real cocky shit, but I ain't gonna do it.
Because I can feel you. I can feel you about to say like, you know, I'm always the best rapper in the room.
I was about to say
best rapper in the room.
Yeah, I was about to say sometimes it's hard for me not to walk in the room and be the best rapper. Sorry, it is what it is.
Yeah, so let me ask this. For MCs, right? Since we did make that determination between music and say other parts of hip hop or whatever the case may be. For MCs, do you need that sense of cockiness, that sense of like I am the best rapper in the room to perform? Because is it all about the competition? Because like for me, I'm all about who's gonna stretch me, kind of like to Monster's point, who's gonna push me, who's gonna make me better in my collaboration. With what I'm doing, right? It's not necessarily about me being better than them. I want to be better for myself, right? And I need people around me who are going to make me better, right? Because I don't know, making movies is kind of like making an album. If you don't have people on there featuring that are going to push you to write a better verse or whatever the case may be, you're going to kind of have a flat album, right? If I don't have a good AD pushing me to sit there and really look at the shot progression, stay on schedule, and that kind of stuff, I don't have a cinematographer who's really making me look at the shots better and, you know, work with my cinema language. So that way I'm telling a good story, right? If I don't have that, then it's just my head and whatever I think is good. And this is good. And I just put some shit out, kind of similar to last week's dude.
And that would be a good way to sum it up for you, Seth. It's not necessarily that you don't have to be surrounded by people that rap better than you. But the question is, do the people around you make you rap better?
Absolutely. Yeah. Hell yeah.
So I'm never going to be a better rapper than you, but if I can make you a better rapper, then I'm doing my job.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think that's it's crazy when you say that, because I started thinking one day and I was like, man, it's kind of wild the way the way the crew is set up. Like none of us are the same artists. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's different. Mm-hmm. And everybody's different, but it all works together regardless. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Mojo and Soul doing a song together don't sound strange. You know what I'm saying? Monster and Mojo, Monster and Seven, Monster and like none of it sounds off. It all makes sense. But if you took them singularly, you wouldn't think so sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think that is a part of it, because I feel like all of us have ways of making each other better. And I think that's the best kind of crew to have. You know what I'm saying? Boom. Mojo was like, man, it takes me a long time to write. You know what I'm saying? I think Mojo started writing faster since I've known him. Just being around all of us and with some of the speed with the things have happened at, I think he writes a little faster now. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily in volume, but he get, you know what I'm saying? He gets to it. That's dope. You know what I'm saying? That's an improvement. I feel like the storytelling structure of some of the songs that I've been, some of the songs and even some of the concepts and projects I've been putting together, hanging around with Monster, some of the conversations we and him been having, riding in the car with you and him for them long trips, you know what I'm saying, going to work and all that shit. Like the conversations that we have during the course of those make me a better MC, not just better in all the other areas that we're actually talking about working on. Being better at podcasting makes me a better MC. Being better at putting together a story to put on the screen makes me a better MC. All of it goes back to that. And that's also where the competition aspect comes into it for me. You know what I'm saying? So like that's, to me, as an MC, one of the best things you can be is not, you have to be well-rounded, but if you're ever put to the challenge, you have to be able to stand up to the test. To me, that makes all the difference in the world. I don't care how many records Drake sold. I don't care about what happened with him and Meek Mill. That nigga ducked Joe Budden. So let's be honest about it. Pusha T really mushed him in his face and he didn't do shit about it. But the real test was his own peer. They came in the game around the same time. All of that. They've been tied together their whole careers. When it came down to it, the person who's around people who make him better smoked you because you around yes men. That's the difference. These motherfuckers will tell me if some shit ain't it. That's the difference. Everybody around you giving you this. That's the fucking difference. And that's why competition has to still be present in this shit, because we got to expose them motherfuckers with the yes men around them who ain't getting better. Who ain't putting the work in. Bitch ass niggas. I hate that. Matter of fact, recently two of my favorite MCs been going at it. Two of my favorite MCs was going at it. Joey Badass, glad to see you rapping again, bro. Like this is really dope. But him and Ab-Soul were recently on I think it's Red Bull, I think it's called the Spiral Cypher. And Joey had took some shots at K-Dot a little bit back, you know what I'm saying? And it kind of turned into a whole West Coast MCs kind of taking shots at him, in particular Ray Vaughn from TDE. He shot back at him. Daylight got involved. As y'all know, Daylight is phenomenal battle rapper, but also aligned with TDE. He got involved. So recently, I think shit just dropped like yesterday, the day before yesterday. They were on a cypher with Big Sean. And I feel really bad for Big Sean. I feel so bad for him. We'll get to that in a minute. But right now we're talking about this. Ab took the opportunity. He was rapping off the top of the head. He took the opportunity to address Joey and let him know, hey, I heard that shit you said about my people. Blah, 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 cool, whatever. Just be glad I ain't get it. That's basically that's basically what it came down to. But Joey ain't back down. You know what I'm saying? But you can tell that what Joey had, he kind of had it prepared. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not mad at that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what you up against. It is what it is. Like, there was no rule in this that said it had to be off the head. So cool. Ab just do what Ab do. But I want us to take a look at this. And let me just show you. I think it'd be better if I show you. So Ab went first. Big Sean went first. Man, damn, I feel bad for that. Anyway, Ab-Soul.
Put me in a sticky predicament. I had to show solidarity to my syndicate. Come on, soul. Nah, you know anybody can get it in such a way that it'll make any physician conflicted. But listen, the 47 still on my tricep. Pass the pot, let me scale it. I'm quite the chef. Pro era, the masters that ain't never incorrect. That's why. But it's still TDE till 3000 and forever. Light was heavy and Ray definitely stepped. But this is hip hop, you know we still on that. It was healthy for the sport, sticking to the roots, keeping it competitive. Just be lucky that Soul ain't stepping in. All of y'all would have had to shoot. Yeah. The boat with the ocean view, you know what I came to do. Hey, Sean, let me get the hat again. And ask Nene who her favorite rapper is.
Ab-Soul. Ab-Soul. That's my nigga, man. Now, like I said, Joey ain't no punk. Joey from Brooklyn, so you already know what time it is. Brooklyn, what up? Joey Badass came right back in his motherfucking helmet on everything, and I was so proud of him. I really was.
With the Martian, they sending they troops at the general, but I'm the one who absolute. They obsolete, can't compete cause I'm too elite. Trying to spark a match, but they simply lacking the heat. Blasphemy, I don't need wanna blaspheme, charge it to the game, call that shit a catastrophe. This rule is back, they been trying to measure up. Look, my name ain't Rick, but I talk slick, no pressure, love. And I ain't taking no words back, I'm with all that. This ain't gotta turn to nothing else, let's keep it all rap. First off, I can never hate the West Coast, but since niggas coming for Joe, fuck it, then let's go. Niggas must have forgot what I said on Control. There's still a bunch of sensitive rappers in they pajama clothes, I guess. This ain't no East versus West, I just think that I'm the best. As a matter of fact, I know these bars could put bad boys on death row. Kinda crazy how Shook and Puff in jail though. Yo, I was at the party, but I never seen a freak off. Instead of battle rap on stage, showing his cheeks off. Fuck type of time these niggas be on, ain't no daylight saving, no sunshine, it won't be long.
Shit. Joey wasn't fucking around. Joey was not playing, and a part of me really wish that Ab had some shit written to go at, because that would have really been a classic moment. But the fact that he took the opportunity in that moment when he was supposed to be on some other shit to be like, "Hey, bro, listen, don't get it fucked up. You should be glad I stayed out of that." Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, I don't know. Dope shit. What y'all think, man?
It sounded good.
It sounded good.
That's all I can say. It just sounded really good.
I wanted to give somebody else a chance to talk first. I mean, so you got two prolific spitters of this era, like on a stage. Now, I don't know why they had to take Big Sean's fitted, but that's, okay. But that goes to your point.
It was Ab's hat. He gave it to him when he first started.
Oh, okay.
I clipped it just down to the parts.
Okay. I thought he stole his hat. I was like, damn, Big Sean can't catch a break even after the beef's over.
You know what I'm saying? Like, damn.
But there's always going to be a level of competition in it. But even in the competition, you could see that there was a mad level of respect there, because like the bars are there no matter what. Of course they're going to stand with their people, but even just the fact that it happened, like it's going to be a legendary moment in hip hop, just based off of who's standing in that room.
Thanks.
So, and Ab going off the dome rather than writing something down, it might have been able to make the moment better, sure, but it also would have felt different because like that motherfucker can freestyle. So being able to go in there and just go bar for bar straight off the dome, like I would have expected nothing less. So I don't think that it lost any legendary activity for him not writing anything down. Just with them being in the room, you're gonna get something that people can watch for ages.
Right. Real shit. Hell yeah. Oh, I wish I would have been in the building when that shit happened.
Mm-hmm.
I feel bad for Big Sean, man. Big Sean can't win for losing, yo. Because his verse was dope too. Like he's yo, matter of fact, I'm a Red Bull, thank me later. I'm gonna put the link to the cipher in the description so y'all can check it out. Big Sean smoked it, Ab smoked it, Joey smoked it. The shit was dope. Yeah. This shit was dope. And the funny thing is that we having this conversation about competition and talking about the Red Bull Spiral freestyle with Joey and Ab Soul. And I actually was in a Red Bull battle back in North Carolina. And it was the wildest thing about it all together, which makes me laugh about how some of that looked, because some of it kind of looked like we knew this was coming. That whole battle felt staged. Like after the first 2 rounds, everything else seemed like it shook out the way they needed it to happen in order for it to have the maximum result as far as marketing and so forth and so on. So yeah, me and Red Bull have had a history as far as competition goes. You know what I'm saying? That's not a new thing for me. Fucking with them. Damn, that's crazy. That literally just hit me. Well, right then when I said it, I was like, damn, Red Bull. I did the fucking Red Bull battle. That's crazy. Salute to my man Chef Senior, who was also in that battle, and Kazi, 4 letters. Damn, that's wild.
See, being on the other side of that, actually putting shows like that together. like I said, being on the other side of that, putting those shoes together, there definitely is a lack of competition because we already know who's pretty much going to win. We know who's going to get in the top 5, right? We set up the battles in the brackets in such a way so that way we do get all the marketing like you were talking about and that kind of stuff. But that's where I kind of like get kind of I feel kind of some kind of way about competition in hip hop, right? Because how much of it is staged? How much of it is real competition? Whose bars are really hitting? Is that subjective or is that by some kind of criteria, i.e. bar count or flipping, double entendres? How many double entendres did he do in a set? Freestyling versus writing. Since I'm not a rapper, that's always been a thing that always kind of gets me is like, how do y'all judge it? I always go, oh shit, because I can't do it. Because I can't do it. So I don't know. I just I just know from the producer side of the house, I already know who's gonna win. At least the top 5. So I was kind of wondering, is there real competition really? How much industry actually has a hand in the competition that we actually have going on?
I can think. Mo, how many battles you had? I mean, just out of curiosity, how many times have you battled?
Like maybe twice.
Twice. Okay. Just curious. And no, I mean, no judgment. I was just curious. Yeah. I mean, at this juncture, especially knowing, when you were born and whatever of hip hop you came up in, that really wasn't like necessarily a requirement. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. That's why I know a lot of these young niggas that don't freestyle or whatever, I'd be like, yo, I get it. I understand. Like I don't really hold it against you. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to learn how to do it, I can help you, work that skill. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's kind of still, it's still kind of, this is the funniest shit in the world since we're talking about competition. I was reading an article about competition fallacy. I think I shared it with you, but I was thinking about the concept of it, and most of the article was actually talking about competition in regards to academia, and how they set kids up, and that whole grading system and all that shit. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. I said the funny thing is that same shit applies, like in multiple spaces. Like you could literally take that same thing and apply it to music. And see, when I saw the Joey and Ab thing, it made me think about it, and I was like, wow. The problem with competition in hip hop ain't that it exists. The problem is in how people assess the competition, and not only how they assess the outcome, but how they assess their role in it and what their performance it has to be in order for them to win. What is the win actually? You know what I'm saying? And that's the question we always ask. You know what I'm saying? People say, oh, I don't want to be famous, but I mean, what is fame to you though? Like, is famous to you being all over the screen all the time, or is it just, I want to be able to shop comfortably in my hometown, but maybe they know who I am, but it's still just low key. Cool. All right, dope. You get to define that for yourself. But in competition, because the ultimate outcome of the competition has already been decided. You know what you're competing for already. You know what I'm saying? That kind of puts you in a box. Therein lies parts of the fallacy of competition. I'll share some of it with you. The first part of it, you know what? Before I even get it, no. I'm gonna do this and then I'm gonna give y'all the floor because I want to know what y'all think about this in regards to how it aligns with other avenues that we all walk in. The first point is the race goes to the quick. How can we make learning into a sprint? How come we make learning into a sprint? Why not a marathon? Why not off track or even against yourself? Basically what it's saying is generally it goes back to the whole concept of time that we was talking about. Everything, if you get it really quickly, then you're a superior student. They memorize and learn things in a very short period of time, and then you say they learned it. But did they really? And then the concept of learning is even deeper when you think about understanding it. They can regurgitate it, but do they really know what it means? You know what I'm saying? Teaching to the top is the second point. And mind you, this is something that we've all seen in school. The students who are the good students. They get the A's, the B's, blah, 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 blah. They nice to the teacher, all that other shit. When they're teaching, they're specifically talking to them. They don't care about the people that they know don't get it, that they leaving in the dust. The same thing happens in the music business. We'll get there. I just want to lay the points out right now. The third point is value out the door. Dog eat dog. We already know what that means. That go back to the main thing that P was talking about, and how it forms into the supremism, superiorism, elitism, cliquism, and all the other isms that you can throw into it. That put us at each other, that turn competition into what should be an artistic competition that could be peaceful into some whole other shit. Intellectual, grandiose, blah, blah, blah. We already know what that is. I mean, we have our braggadocio in hip hop, but at a point it turns into a whole different thing. And that when it turns into that, you're starting to throw shit in the game. Knowing more does not mean understanding more. Obviously, we already touched on that. Institutionalized powerlessness. Check this out. It says we value human beings by how many years of competitive schooling they've had. X number of years and you have made it. You are of the powerful. You climbed to the top and are given value for such. But what about those who've learned by themselves, who gain knowledge while on the toilet or from the tube or their Toshiba laptop? See, again, going back to the music business, those people who was able to stumble into an opportunity or they was financed by their neighborhood drug dealer, and their neighborhood drug dealer happened to go to high school with the nigga who happens to manage this person, and now the plug there, boom. And then you got the other person over here who don't know that person, but who just got the talent and who got a desire to do it. And they pushed and they started reading and they started learning the game and they bumped their head and they learned from bumping their head. That person ain't valued the same as the nigga that had the plug. You know what I'm saying? The world overvalued the gifted, undervalued the gifted to lift the market. Something like that. So that is where they lay the blueprint of what they call the fallacy of competition. Now, I'm gonna shut the fuck up. The floor is yours.
Who wants it first?
Oh shit.
All right. Yeah. To me, if you're talking about the peak of education, you're talking about innovation, not knowledge. So if you truly understand something, then you should be attempting to push it further in some way. Now, that doesn't need to be predatory or a negative aspect, and that's a lot of what we talk about. Like, you can say that the motherfuckers that are doing the spiders and trying to cut up the jeans, they're just trying to push things further. But the problem is, what kind of disaster are you leaving in your wake? But we've all seen the videos of the people that build like engines in their garage that run off of water. We've seen people build purifying units and things like that purify water or air or different things. These people are just building their stuff in their garages. They might have a rudimentary knowledge as far as like what they learned at school, but they went and had to learn, like the kid that has an engine that runs off of water. He had to learn the mechanism of an engine, and he had to perfect it. He had to have the knowledge enough. Like, now you can say that some dude that builds an engine for Ford, okay, he went and got this freaking like master's degree, and he went and did all this, and he gets paid a gang of money. Has he really innovated anything though? Like, did iPhone 15 innovate a whole lot between iPhone 14? This kid went and built an entire engine and had to use water. So he's innovating, and he's trying to do something non-predatory. He's trying to do something that non-catastrophic. He's trying to make things better, but he's trying to innovate while doing it. To me, that's knowledge.
I agree. I think we get too caught up in money, productivity, all those other different factors that this capitalist society says is the good thing, but we don't think about impact. We don't think about innovation. We don't think about true knowledge and how much that knowledge transfers over to the next generation, or even just to be able to keep going forward, right? Like, I don't know how to work my car. I don't know how to fix my computer. I couldn't tell you how to build my desk besides after I put it together with IKEA, parts and stuff like that. But this thing breaks, I'm pretty much done, right? Like, so I couldn't be the guy to lead the next generation, you know what I mean, in the next innovations. And we don't really, I don't know, I've seen my kids go to school, I've got 5 kids, and it don't really seem like we're teaching that either. Like, it's once in a while some kid who just is weird and is outside the box who decides he wants to mess with an engine and thinks that he can put water in it and have it run. And everybody's telling him, nah, it can never be done, or no one's ever did it. And he's like, well, bet I'm gonna try to do it. He's not competing with anybody. He's competing with himself. He's innovating. I mean, he's doing what he's drawn to do. And I think that's where the competition thing gets misconstrued, is that we try to beat each other. Yeah, I know, but you're not positive. We're trying to beat each other instead of trying to like improve. And we're trying to, get the most dollars and that kind of stuff. But for what? What does that do for you at the end of the day? Like, if you're not taking that money and investing it back into people or your environment or your community or whatever, then what's the point of having all that? If you're not actually trying to use it to like make a better Iron Man suit, what's the point of even doing it? Yeah, I mean, I think we don't understand. I think we don't understand the actual nature of competition. Why we were supposed to have competition in the first place to kind of keep us moving forward to progress, right? I think now we just got into I want to beat this other guy instead of being better and making a better bar or doing a better engine or doing something better, right?
The point that we were talking about earlier, where people are robbed of their creativity to just do labor. The people that go to school and get their, master's degree and then go like, okay, like you went and got a lot of school, now you're making a lot of money, cool, but you're still just a laborer. Like when we're, he learned from the books in the process that they pushed. That kid that is just building a water engine in his garage, that's the kid that in kindergarten they said, yo, do this, stop being creative, just learn. And he said, fuck you.
Mm-hmm. I mean, look at everybody that we kind of revere as innovators and that kind of stuff, like Tesla and all those other cats. Most of those cats got kicked out of school. Albert Einstein got kicked out of school because he was like not wanting to focus. He was constantly daydreaming. Like all the people that we really revere that changed the world, they never followed the rules to what, education says that they're supposed to be doing. They're in their own worlds trying to do their own thing. And then we just happen to catch up to them. That's really
just for the record. Just for the record, 8 months ago, there was a young man who was a 10th grader in Africa who built a car that runs on water.
That's what I'm talking about.
But I think it's the problem is going to be I think because of the size of the car that he put in, like it's a little thing that he built, you know what I'm saying? And it might not be a sustainable thing for grown people. Like you might have to do some other things to it to make it. But like, yeah, like you're right. He's definitely is the kid that was like, the fuck? Nah, get the fuck out of here. Nah. You know what? I understand that that's supposed to be red, but watch this. Isn't this dope? Don't you think that's better? Like that's crazy, right? I love that shit.
Even on a small scale, he did that without the systemic learning,
right?
And without any of the comfortable tools that the rest of these motherfuckers have. So imagine if he was given all of the comforts and all of the assets that all these other motherfuckers have, he could have the whole world running on shit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then he would move past water and be like, look, this is even better.
Yeah. I can make it run on air. Watch this shit.
Yeah.
Yo, that's the beautiful thing about it. I feel like as I was reading the article and was thinking about it, I was like, man, that's the thing. Even me, as competitive as I am, there have been times when I've seen people be so competitive that it even like disturbed me to the point that I was like, yo, it ain't that serious, dog. Like, the fuck? You know what I'm saying? I seen dudes fight in rap battles. You know what I'm saying? Now, mind you, I want to be very clear about something. There's a reason why I don't do battle rap. Niggas always say, man, the way you rap, you should battle rap. No, I shouldn't. because you don't want to watch me beat your favorite rapper up on stage every fucking time they say something I don't like. And I'm at that point in my life that I'll punch you in the fucking face for that. So I don't need to do it. I don't got to prove to you I can battle rap. You said you heard it on the record, right? Go listen to the fucking record then. I ain't crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because I understand my concept of competitive and their concept of competitive is not the same. That's why they're able to talk to each other the way they do and still be homeboys at the end of the day. You can't say that type of shit to me and we still cool. I don't give a fuck what we had planned before this started. What? You must be out your mind. So when people take it that far, you know what I'm saying? And at this point, you really fucking up the whole concept of competition by doing that the way you're doing it. Because now it's not competitive. You're fucking acting. Now you're acting. That goes back to what you were saying. Who's really competing for real?
Mm-hmm. So the question is, what were
with beats with bars?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. When does it become WWE and when does it become a real street fight? When like, you know what I'm saying? Is there a line that you guys can't cross? I can't talk about your mama. I can't talk about your baby or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And if I do, then it's on, game on, and I'm probably gonna get punched in the face. I never understood that watching battles. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I've been seeing some dudes lay in and go in deep, and they look like they know each other from back in the day, and they be going in. But sometimes I don't even know. Like, it just seems like they're acting, like you said.
Arsenal.
So like
Arsenal the Rebel. Arsenal the Rebel. If you ever want to hear the most disrespectful shit you ever heard in your life, go watch Arsenal the Rebel battle. He is the most disrespect. I would absolutely positively, I can't say that on YouTube and shit, so I'm not gonna say it. But what I'm gonna say is, it's a reason I don't battle rap, and it's a reason why if I did, I wouldn't battle that motherfucker. Not at all.
Good question for yourself. Is there a hardcore league? Like where no holds barred, like should we create a hardcore league? And after, if you say a bar, like, you know, if it crosses that line, you get one punch to the face. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or slap, you know, like the Russian slap shit. You know what I mean?
I would sign up for that simply because I know I can find a way to say something so disrespectful, but say it in a way that you have no idea that I disrespected you to that level until this shit is over and you in the car. Too late for you to punch me now, nigga. So,
you know, the commentators have to be on point. They got to be able to catch the bar, and then, like, but they can't be heard by the other competitor.
Yeah, y'all can't judge it because y'all will catch that shit and be like, "Hey, hold on. Hit this motherfucker. Did you hear what he just said?"
You said okay. Let's see if he catches it. Let's see if he catches it. Yeah,
yo, yeah, so you know, shit, it is what it is, man. Yo, shit, we running up for 2 hours. Goddamn. Hey, I'm having a good fucking time though. I guess that's why. Yo, this shit dope, man. Like I like talking about this type of shit because it gives us an opportunity to get outside the confines of what's happening in the news right now and really talk about shit that people thinking about. You know what I'm saying? Time is something everybody got to deal with. Time is something all of us have a relationship with in one way or the other. You out here spending time, losing time, doing time, something all the time. You know what I'm saying? And you constantly in competition, and all that's doing is burning time. You know what I'm saying? You got to be, if you gonna compete, be mindful of what you compete with and what you compete for and who you compete with. Be mindful of the fact that they view the competition the same way you do, because it could really go the wrong way if that's not the case. We'll go around the screen real quick. Y'all anybody got any last thoughts about anything we talked about tonight, or anybody you want to shout out before we get out of here?
Not anything that we talked about yet, but just real quick, I would be remiss if we didn't set a quick 5 minutes aside for your man's,
oh shit,
my man's, everybody's man's, Sean Combs.
Oh my god.
Oh shit. Here we go.
The Diddy trial has begun.
It has begun. Absolutely. Yes.
Y'all thought I wasn't going to talk about it.
Oh, shit.
I was hoping to get through it.
I tried to run.
Has taken the booth
on the door.
And it's all coming out. And after it came out, it went right on to Diddy. Because the two big revelations that have been had so far are, one, he ordered a toddler swimming pool full of baby oil. He said, I want a little kiddie pool of baby oil. And the second is Cassie, during these parties, was forced to have sex with multiple men. And that's tragic for her, and I'm sorry. But what came after?
Literally.
Yeah. She had to collect up everything that was left, everything in all the jimmies. And she brought it to the next room over, and the baby oil had run out, so he rubbed all that shit into him. She would collect up all that nastiness and bring it over to the room, and he would just lather himself up with it. She said that on multiple occasions, she had to take the goo and rub it onto Diddy's nipples.
I'm about to earl in a minute. I'm about to earl in a minute.
That is how the Diddy trial is going.
Yo,
I hope you all are already, because this is just the first inning.
You know what's crazy? The wildest thing in the world, it's a warm-up. I was trying my best. I really was. I was trying my best. I had my track shoes on and everything, and I was like, "Hey, so ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to see y'all." He got me. He fucking got me. All right, man. Now, anybody got fun?
Leo is a terrible Pope name.
Hell yeah. Oh shit. Indeed. Fuck Leo. Ass nigga. Oh man. Mojo Barnes, I see you over there stuffing your face or pause. Did you have anything you would like to add before we vacate the premises, sir?
Son of the morning.
On the way.
Yeah.
Believe that shit. P7, what you got, man?
So shout out to Gift the Youngsters. He's dropping an album. Should be out today the time of this podcast debuts.
You need to come on side, boy. Nigga, stop playing.
Yeah, there you go. And just to piggyback on what we said, maybe hip hop needs to kind of look at why we have competition, what competition is really about, and go back to the phrase iron sharpens iron when we do our competition to make ourselves better instead of tearing each other down. Maybe that's the way we need to go.
Word is bond. I agree 100,000%. Iron sharpens iron, all of that good shit. I will still bust your ass. Don't get it fucked up, dog. Yo, don't get it fucked up, dog. On the real, I can't imagine myself ever being involved with hip hop and just not being competitive like that. You know what I'm saying? I just don't know no other way to do it. So but it is what it is. Thank y'all so much for locking in with us, man. I appreciate all of y'all for rocking with us. Thank y'all, everybody that's viewed the Sidebars interview with Mike Mountain and seeing the dream that's out right now. Thank you, everybody that locked in with us for Monday Night Live on All Purpose. Thank you. All Purpose has its own Instagram page now, so that way I ain't got to crowd the Pantha Politix page with a bunch of sports shit. Y'all ain't trying to give a fuck about it. So go follow All Purpose Podcast, all.purpose.podcast on Instagram. You already know what it is, man. Pantha Politix Podcast. It's only going to get better from here, man. Still the network putting out the best work. Salute to Pretty Kings Clothing, Echo Limitless. On behalf of Monster Elicit, Book of the Monster Volume 1 on the way. Mojo Barnes, Son of the Morning on the way. P7, Emerald Beat on the way. Seven Da Pantha, Pod Strickland, Gravitas out now. Virtuoso EP on the way. We'll catch y'all next time, family. Peace.